CA Inter EIS Chapter 3 Part 2 Database Management System DBS. Database Management System DBMS. So DBMS is a collection of data. DBMS is a collection of data such where it is easy to add, delete, modify and retrieve the data whenever needed. Types of DBMS: hierarchical DBMS, network DBMS, relational DBMS, objective oriented DBMS. Hierarchical DBMS, network DBMS, relational DBMS, objective oriented DBMS. Hierarchical DBMS, network DBMS, relational DBMS, object oriented DBMS. So there are four types of DBMS: hierarchical DBMS, hierarchical DBMS, network DBMS. Hierarchical DBMS, network DBMS, hierarchical DBMS, network DBMS, relational DBMS, object oriented DBMS. Relational DBMS, object oriented DBMS. Hierarchical DBMS, network DBMS, relational DBMS, object oriented DBMS. Next, advantages of DBMS. Advantages of DBMS. So user friendly, integrity, data sharing. User friendly, integrity, data sharing. User friendly, integrity, data sharing. Minimize data redundancy. User friendly, integrity, data sharing. Minimize data redundancy. User friendly, integrity, data sharing. Minimize data redundancy. Faster application development, improved security. Faster application development, user friendly, improved security. Faster application development, improved security. Faster application development, improved security. Advantages of DBMS is user friendly, integrity, data sharing. User friendly, integrity, data sharing. Minimize data redundancy. Faster application development, improved security. Faster application development, improved security. Big data. So big data refers to large data. Big data refers to large data that conventional database tool do not have power of analyzes them. So benefits of big data. So benefits of big data. First point is ability to process. Big data brings multiple benefits. Ability to process big data brings multiple benefits. Ability to process big data brings multiple benefits. Next, improved customer services. Second point, improved customer services. First point is ability to process big data brings multiple benefits. Ability to process big data brings multiple benefits. Second point is improved customer services. Third point is better operational efficiency. Benefits of big data is ability to process big data brings multiple benefits. Second point is improved customer services. Third point, better operational efficiency. Disadvantages of big data. Disadvantages of big data or DBMS. It is costly and security. Costly. Implementing DBMS system can be expensive. DBMS system can be expensive and time consuming. Especially in large enterprise. Time consuming in large enterprise. Next, to security. Even with safeguards in place, it may be possible for some unauthorized users to access the database. In security, even with safeguards in place, it may be possible for some unauthorized users to access the database. Next, we are moving to network. It is collection of computer. And other hardware interconnected. By communication channel. That allows sharing resources. Information between connected computer and devices. There are two types of networks. One is connection oriented network, connectionless network. There are two types of network: connection oriented network, connectionless network. Network will address following issues. Routing, resilience, contention, bandwidth. resilience, contention, bandwidth. Network will address following issues. Network will address following issues: routing, resilience, contention, bandwidth. Routing, resilience, contention, bandwidth. Benefits of network. Benefits of network. There are five benefits of network. Computational power sharing. First one is computational power sharing. Computational power sharing. Computational power sharing. Computational power sharing. User communication. 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 Resource sharing. Reliability. Resource sharing. Reliability. Resource sharing. Reliability. Resource sharing. Reliability. Computational power sharing. Computational power sharing. User communication. Computational power sharing. User communication. Resource sharing. Reliability. Distributed nature of information. Distributed nature of information. Distributed nature of information. So benefits of network. There are five benefits of network. One is computational power sharing. Computational power sharing. User communication. Computational power sharing. User communication. Resource sharing. Computational power sharing. User communication. Resource sharing. Reliability. Distributed nature of information. Next we are moving to information system control on the basis of objective. Information system control on the basis of objective. So preventive, detective, corrective. There are three objectives are preventive, detective, corrective. 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 Preventive. But this threat can be prevented before they arise. Characteristics of preventive. Characteristics of preventive. First, understanding vulnerability of assets is required. Understanding vulnerability of assets required. Vulnerability of assets required. Understanding vulnerability of assets required. Second point, understanding probable threat is required. Understanding probable threat is required. Understanding vulnerability asset is required. Understanding probable threat is required. Third point, provision of necessary control for preventing threats from materializing. Provision of necessary control for preventing threats from materializing. Provision of necessary controls for preventing threats from materializing. Provisions of control for preventing threats from materializing. Next, detective. With these threats, there are to detect the error. There are detect to error, omission of malicious act that occur and report occurrence. Characteristics of detective. Characteristics of detective. Clear understanding of lawful activities. Clear understanding of lawful activities. Clear understanding of lawful activities. So deviation can be reported. Clear understanding of lawful activities. So deviation can be reported. Clear understanding of lawful activities. So deviation can be reported. Clear understanding of lawful activities. So deviation can be reported. Mechanism to report unlawful activities to appropriate person or group. Mechanism to report unlawful activities to appropriate person group. Mechanism to report unlawful activities. Mechanism to report unlawful activities. Mechanism to report unlawful activities to appropriate person or group. To appropriate person or group. Third point, interaction with preventive to prevent. Interaction with preventive to prevent. Interaction with preventive to prevent. Interaction with preventive to prevent such act from occurring. Interactive with preventive to prevent such act from occurring. So detective characteristics of detective is clear understanding of lawful activity. So deviation can be reported. Mechanism to report lawful activities to appropriate person group. Interaction with preventive report to prevent such act of occurring. Next, corrective. Corrective threats are designed to reduce. Corrective threats are designed to reduce the impact or correct error once it has occurred. Characteristics of corrective. First point is minimize impact of threat. Characteristics of corrective. Minimize the impact of threat. Correct the error arising from problem. Correct the error arising from problem. Third point, feedback from preventive and detective control. Feedback from corrective and detective control. Feedback from corrective and detective control. Fourth point, modify the system to minimize future problem. Modify the system to minimize future. Modify the system to minimize future problem. Modify the system to minimize future problem. Modify the system to minimize the future problem. So, on the basis of information system controls, on the basis of objectives are preventive, detective, and corrective. So, and also we should learn characteristics of preventive, detective, and detective.